This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, all. So we'll continue with the last class. So yesterday it was only a part of introduction which we have discussed regarding a tableau. How it is to send you a link to download the Tableau Public. Before okay. So if anybody has any questions before we start our class, you can let me know so that we can first discuss those things. Anybody has a doubt? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Please response me if you can hear me. Girls, can some if you
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
hear me? Now we will proceed with the Excel. So last class we have already started with an Excel and I told you few things. So same thing, let me revise it about this. Then we will continue here. So first thing, the name of your file of an Excel as soon as you open, the file name will be book 1. The name of the file will be book 1 and this part we call it as quick toolbar. Access tool by default will have a 3 options: save, undo and redo. Right? Save is an option. It is used for saving your file for the first time or from the second time whenever you are typing any other content, whatever we try to type a content inside a cell, inside the cells or inside any of the file, those content to maintain as it is, to make it saved whatever file, to maintain those things we will be using. Right, suppose I'm typing now, I have already given a name here, MCC Excel for Tableau. Suppose if I want to save all these things whatever I am typing here, in that case I will be using a option. I'll be using an option save. So save, which is used for control S. Undo, if I have to go for the previous step, might be I would have made some mistake, I want to change this or I want to go for the previous step, so I'll give here as file, or I made a mistake, control Z I will do, or I can make a backspace, file and then window. So now again I want to go back for the previous step, control Z, control Z, control Z. If you want me to bring the again all this option, control Y, that is redo. Redo. So these three options we have in a quick access toolbar. If you want any other things, if you want any other things to add, you can add by clicking on any other comments or the options. Just say it as add to quick access toolbar, it will get added. It will get added to any options whatever you are going to give them. Then comes the second part here, this one. This file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view. All these things we call it as tabs. We call it as tabs. Then second one, below each and every tab, there are a set of options. See, you can see all these options. These options are called as ribbons. All these options together we call it as ribbons. Then second thing, each and every individual options we call it as functions. We call it as comments, or you can also call it as option. Anything is fine. So you individually call it as functions. Then if you look at the other part, see, there are a set of information given and one line is been drawn. Again, a set of information is given and another line is been drawn. A third information here. So that means based on usage, what we are going to do, based on that, it is being grouped. So this is to copy paste, copying and pasting related clipboard. Font related, so font size, font color, font style, all these things we'll be doing here. This is alignment, which direction my text must be there, which direction my number must be there. So those things you will be given here. And number related, formatting, so related to a cell, related to a table, it can be anything. So this is for cell related, inserting, deleting and the options. In that case you will be using this option, so which we are having here. So this we call it as drawn line, a set of options, clipboard group, and this font group, alignment group, number group, style group. So we call it as groups. Each group, though it is bifurcated, you can also see one small checkbox here, a drop down. You can see here a drop down, a slant arrow is there in few of the places. That means the option which is not available in this particular place, which we may not frequently use it in Excel, those options would be given in this option. So this checkbox we call it as the small down arrow key, which is denoting this, we call it as launch button, or you can also say it as dialog launcher. Here, launch button or dialog launcher. If you click inside this, you will find the other options. See, strike through, superscript, subscript, which option is not that. But you can see here font style, Calibri, regular, italic, bold, italic. Okay, so here you have a underline, colors, so font colors, all these things you have. But this three option was not there. This option is given from here, drop down, that is from here launch button. This place which shows me B23, which means this is a name box. Name box for the cell address. It can display you the cell address, or it may display the table name or range or field name what you would have defined. Okay, it can show you anything. Name box will display all these things. Now see, this is my C column, and this is uh, fifth row, right? So here if I place it now, C5, if I go for this B5, A5, see, A column, fifth row, so A5, B5, C5. So whichever the place you will be going, it will show you what is the cell address. First of all, rows and columns. We have already seen what is the cell address. Cell means it is an intersection of a place, intersection of what? Rows and columns. The cell address is been displayed in your name box. Where it comes, it will be displayed in the name box. Okay, and this fx. Fx is used for insert function. Insert function, that is inserting the formulas. We have here is the content we have typed, things will be displayed in this place. So this call it as formula bar, right? And columns are the vertical ones or horizontal one. Columns are vertical, rows are horizontal. Are identified with the alphabets A, B, C, D. The first alphabet is A and the last alphabet is X, F, D. Alphabet is XFD. So total how much we have here? 38 for 16,384 total columns we have. Rows we have denoted by 1048576. 10,48,576 is the same thing as a total also. Now the very first cell here it is A1. We call this as a first cell. First cell is A1. And then which is the last cell? Last cell. So the last column is which one? XFD. Which is the last row? 1048576. This is the last cell. First cell is A1, last cell is XFD 1048576. 10,48,576 is the last cell. Then next part is we have an option here as minimize, maximize and close. So you would have already used this minimize, maximize and close. Let me give you a shortcut keys. In order to minimize this, Windows M, Windows M, M for minimize. Okay, Windows M for minimize, and to maximize it, Windows Shift M. Okay, so first one it is Windows, the start button which you can find it, Windows plus M is for minimize, and Windows Shift M, Windows Shift M will become your maximize. So you have to use this Windows logo, that is your start button. Windows M, Windows M is to minimize, Windows Shift M is to maximize. Clear? So next one, the other methods also you can try for this. Windows down arrow key for minimize. Another one more step, Windows down arrow key to completely minimize. But when you use for maximize Windows up arrow key, this will not show you, it will only show you the windows. So here I can maximize from this. So you can use Windows plus down arrow key. Down arrow key for minimize. In case if you want to maximize it, you can use it here, up arrow key. Okay, up arrow key. Next one, next method. Third method, you can use one more, that is Windows D. Windows D, D for Delhi, D for doll. To minimize Windows D, and the same key for maximize also. Both the things we use the same thing. You can use Windows plus D for your minimizing screen, and then Windows key for the same which is used for maximize also. Let's save this file. Save the file. Now I have to close this. Close file. Close window. So till here whatever I've typed I've saved it. Now close window. What is this close window? This entire area what we are working. Only to close this area where we are working we will use this close window. So Control W is a shortcut key. I have closed it. Okay, if I have to open again, you can go for File tab. Here you have a recent files. You can select it from this. So it is opening again. What if I have to close this Excel file itself if I have to close, you know that you will be clicking on this. The shortcut key here is Alt F4. Alt F4 will be the screen. I have a screen here. I'll open this. Fine. Now we have opened this file. So the shortcut key here, close window, that means it will close only the work area. For that we will use a shortcut key, control W. Control W. So let me give the key here, control W. In case if you have to close the entire file, you will use here Alt F4. Alt F4 is a key combination which we will be using. Does anybody has a doubt till here? If anybody has a doubt, please ask me. Does anybody has a doubt? See, you need to respond me. If you people are not responding, I won't be knowing that whether you are able to understand or whether I have to make some changes in the way how I'm giving you a, whether how I'm conveying to you all the messages. So I just need your response. Say yes, no. I already told you. In case if you're not able to unmute and reply, please put it on a chat box. But I want you to respond me. Okay, what about now, Sukanya? Is my voice still breaking?
No, ma'am, for the last few parts, it was clearly like audible,
I
but
think
at
Sukanya,
the
you're trying to
beginning,
say something, but I'm not able to hear you.
are you able to hear me now, ma'am?
Sukanya, can you put it in chat box because I'm not able to hear your voice? Okay, fine. Thank you, ma. Let's continue now. So this is what it is your screen features what you have in a Excel. But if you have noticed there is something whenever you are typing, whenever you are typing a numbers, right? When you are typing a number, the number comes on the right side. When you're typing a name or a text, it comes on the left side, right? If you're typing a date, so today's date 17, so I can't type like this. In Excel we always type first month, 01/17/24. So let me expand this so you can see the difference. See, a text and date comes on the left side. We call it as left alignment, whereas only numbers when you have those numbers will come on the right side. Whether it is only a number or you have a decimal values, even then it will come on this. But what if I'm using a characters text with numbers, then it will be considered as text only. Okay, it won't be considered as numbers. Okay, so always the text what you have, date and text with some other combination, will be coming on your left alignment. Only the numbers or anything with the decimal numbers will come on the right side. Okay, next part. Here we will go with the file tab. So what we have in this file tab? So these are the other features. So we will just understand one by one all the tabs, then we will enter into an Excel. Because once we start with the Excel, only this, then we will be able to do the Tableau also. So it is an extended version. Tableau is having an extended version of Excel. Most of the features which will be similar with the Excel. So this is the file. So this I have already explained in a previous class what is blank worksheet and what is recent files which I would have created it. Then next what I have is new. New means I am already using one of my Excel file. I want one more blank file, blank workbook. So before that, we have a concept something called as workbook. Then we call it as default. By default, you will be have from
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you hear me?
2010 version onwards. From 2010 of Excel. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
From where did you not hear me? I think there is some network problem. So even when you're talking, I'm not able to hear you. So could you something? So how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Have any issues? Yes, ma'am is for you can hear or you are having the same issue. We can hear you. Thank you. Thank you for your response. Okay, let's continue again. I'm sorry, might be you had a lot of distractions while class was going on. So I asked you one of the questions saying that how many sheets we can add, how many sheets we can add it in an Excel. Can someone answer me? So yeah, it is unlimited. We can add unlimited, but the answer will always be 255. Why the answer is 255? Because the Excel will support you to store the data of 255 sheets only. It won't support you more than this number of sheets. So that is what we will say, that how many sheets we can add it, 255. But when you try to add more than 255 also you can add, right? So see, let's open one new Excel. I'll just open a new Excel. So you can directly open like using a run command, or you can also use control N, control N in order to open. So I have here sheet 1 available. So plus, so let's use a shortcut key, shift F11. I just keep pressing here, it keeps on adding. But I said you there is a limit of 255. It's more than 100 we have crossed. Let's see whether we can insert more than 255 or not, right? See, it keeps going. I've added more than what I have to add, 255. But now what is happening? It keeps adding here, right? It keeps on adding more than 255. So what should I do? So that is what I said. How much sheets you can use is 255 sheets. You can use it to add your data, and those data will be stored in your devices. Now this Excel is not required. I'm just closing it. Okay, the storage that is supported from an Excel is only 255 sheets. Only 255 sheets. It won't support you more than that. Then, so I first was why I asked you about the sheets, to know about workbook and worksheet. This individual sheet 1 is a worksheet. Sheet 2 is a worksheet. Sheet 3 is a worksheet. So individually we call it as worksheet. Worksheet. What is workbook? This one Excel file, MCC Excel for Tableau, is one workbook. Capital budgeting is one workbook. 16th Jan is one workbook. Student list is one workbook. So each and every file, individual Excel file, right? Excel file, you can say it as workbook. And this worksheet, individual sheet, we call it as worksheet. And there is one more thing
Excuse me,
which
ma'am.
we call it as spreadsheet. What is spreadsheet? Spreadsheet means it is a software. Excel itself is a spreadsheet software. That means we call Excel as a spreadsheet software, right?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Excel is a spreadsheet software. So it spreads across rows and columns. That is what we call it as spreadsheet. What kind of software is an Excel? So we can say it is a spreadsheet software, spreadsheet package, anything we can say. So then we were seeing in a file tab. In a file tab, we had a new option, new. New is used for opening another Excel file. Blank workbook. Blank workbook. Shortcut key for this is Control N. What if I want to open some of the file which is already created? Say I want to open capital budgeting. I want to open 16th Jan file. So your attendance sheet, attendance list, like this something I just want to open it, which is already created, and that there we have already given a name. A name is being given for a file. So in that case, we will be using this. a existing file to open. So here first you can go for file tab. You have an existing things. So when you go like this, scroll down, whatever the file you want to open, you can just click on that. Suppose I want to go with this charts which has been created. This I can select it. If not, I can close it. The same thing, instead of
Excuse me,
going to
ma'am.
file and then selecting, I'll go here with the shortcut key Control O. Control O. That is open. Again, the same list it has been displayed. I'll go with the 16th Jan, the name of the students who was present on the 16th of January. This I can open. Now, if I don't want, I can close it. So here it is. Here, open. The available file shortcut key for this is Control plus O. Control plus O is open. Alright. So again you will find one more option as save is done, but we will enter into this another important functions, that is informations. Here there are many things which we will be seeing here. See the file here, see the file, it is 10, that is 10.4 KB is the file size. The one which I am working till now, the name of this file is given on the top, MCC Excel workbook, and here it is, the size is 10.4 KB. If you want to add a title to this page, if you want to add a title to this page, just a second. I think this link is automatically getting disconnected. It is getting unmuted, and as well as the screen is also getting disconnected, I think. See, if anything is happening, you can just put it on chat box. If I'm not able to see the chat box, you can WhatsApp me. I'll be seeing the WhatsApp at least. Clear? So see, I'm just giving a name here as tags online class. And category, if you want anything, you can add it. I'll just say it here as MCC college. Okay, MCC college. So these things you can give. And see, when was it created? It was created yesterday at 7:17. That means I gave a name to my Excel file at the time 7:17. Last modified today, I'm using the same file, and last time when I saved it the time was 6:51. When did I take a printout? Never. I have not yet taken any printout. Okay, this details is been shown here. Next one. Okay, see, though I you have saved at 7:17, so see, you can see the file name here. Okay, so 10.4 KB. Next one, other related things you will be having. Suppose if I am going to save the file again. So control yes, save it. So 7:17. Now let's go to the file tab, and then info. See, the size of this file has been changed, 14.3 KB. As soon as you change the time, automatically the file size will also increase. As soon as you see till what content, what are the information you have added to your sheets, those things will be saved. Clear? Okay, Ankita, can you put down the list which and all you didn't hear me, because I'm not sure. If you want me to repeat, I can repeat it again. So let me just come over once again. I'll give you a glance what we have done. So I started with this today. So probably you would have not heard, but just I'm repeating this. I told you how to minimize and maximize the shortcut keys. For minimize, Windows M, or Windows down arrow key, or Windows D you can use. Maximize, you can use the shortcut keys Windows plus Windows Shift M for maximizing, or Windows up arrow key. Okay, here it is up arrow key. It is not down and up, it is only up arrow key. Then you have a Windows D. Both the keys you can use for minimize and maximize. Then to close the window, closing the window, this is the work area. To close this work area, we call it as window. To close only the working area, Control W. If you have to close the entire Excel file, then you will press Alt F4. Okay, cell, the place where rows and column meets, which is already been informed to you in the last class. So this cell address, whatever I'm selecting now, see, D25 is a cell address. The cell address or the table name or the field name, whatever I will be defining, those lists will appear here. Since we have not given any names, it will only show you the cell address wherever you are placing your cell, wherever the cell is active. What is active cell? This green color box, we call it as active cell. Okay, next one. So when you are typing a numbers with the only numbers or any decimal numbers, or you are typing numbers with some points, decimal values, so in that case, even in that case, the numbers will appear on the right side. Whereas when you are typing a text or date or text with number combination, these things will appear on the left side. So we say it as right alignment, left alignment. Okay, right side or left side. Then what we have, a spreadsheet. What is a spreadsheet? Excel is a spreadsheet. Why we call it as a spreadsheet? Because it's spread across rows and columns, so we call it as spreadsheet. So Excel is a spreadsheet software. Excel is a spreadsheet software which is having a rows and columns which is spreading across. Then what you have, Next one is workbook and worksheet. So this individual file, MCC Excel for Tableau is one of the file, and 16 Jan is one file, charting FM is one file, and capital budgeting. Like this, different files I have created in an Excel. These are called as workbook. These are called as workbook. What is worksheet? So sheet 1 is a worksheet, sheet 2 is a worksheet, sheet 3 is a worksheet, sheet 4 is a worksheet, sheet 5 is a worksheet, sheet 6 is also a worksheet. So individual sheets we call it as worksheet. Altogether the name of the file which has been given for overall, then you can call it as workbook. Okay, whenever you are going to open a new Excel, windows are Excel, a new Excel file, or you can also use Control N to open a file. So by default the name of the file will be sheet 1. If you are adding, you can click on this plus, or you can also use a shortcut key F11. F11. So when you use F11, this will help you to add the number of sheets. The limits for this adding the sheets is unlimited, but Excel is supporting you only to add a sheets 255. But when you are adding a sheets, it will also increase more than 255. But why we still say it as only 255? The storage capacity for each and every Excel file, right? One Excel file will support you to store the informations, to store the data of 255 sheets only. It will not support you more than that. That is what we say here. The storage, that is, the Excel is supporting to add only 255 sheets. Okay, so 255 sheets we can add it. So by default only one sheet will be available, sheet 1 will be available from 2010 onwards. And to add a sheets, I have already given you a shortcut keys, that is shift F11. Sheets which we can add is 255. Is it clear till now, till here? Is it clear till here, Ankita?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
See, I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear any of you. If it is yes, put it in a chat box. Yes, you are able to understand. If not, please put it in this WhatsApp also. No problem. You can put it in chat box. It's clear, ma. Good. Thank you, ma. Okay. Next step, we will go with the file tab. Okay. We are going for this info. Info. The size of this control. Yes, I do. I am saving the file. Control yes. Since I didn't work anything on this, the size of it remains the same thing. Now what we will do? We will go for the save. After we save, we will see here the timing. Info. See. Saved at 724. 14.3 KB is my data. Now next thing what we are going to see is, see, this is my Excel file. If we have something very confidential information, and I don't want others to see what is there in my sheet, or what I have created, might be some important information about the budget plan, about the sales things, or about my company's negotiations, balance sheet, profit and loss, some statements I might be having. So this statement I don't want others to see. When I am closing the file, there is no problem, but when I open this, obviously they can see it without my access, or without providing a password. This file should not open. See, whenever we open directly, it shows me what is the content inside my file, but I don't want this to happen. When even someone is trying to open this file, or when they try to hack my system and take my file, I want it to be given with the password. So what password I have to give, that I can decide. So how to protect my Excel? So the entire Excel file, we are not protecting only sheet 1. I'll go one by one. One by one we will go. Okay. So at present I'm renaming this as info, or we will give it as introduction. Okay, I'm just renaming this as intro. Now this intro file, or not only this, I'm going to save all the other files also. I mean the entire Excel file I'm going to save. So that means MCC Excel for Tableau. This sheet I have to protect it with the password. So we'll go here, file, info. You have an option here as protect workbook. Excuse me, protect workbook. Click on this drop down option. You will find an option here as encrypt with password. Encrypt with password. So when you click on this encrypt with password, it'll ask you for password. Whatever the password you want to give, you can give. But remember, whenever you are giving a password, you must remember the password. If in case you forgot your password, there is no option to reset a password. There is no option to remove the password without old password, right? And that is what they are also suggesting you to keep a note it down, whatever the password you give, in any other safer place. So here they say, if you lose or forget the password, it cannot be recovered. It is advisable to keep a list of password and the corresponding documents name in a safe place. Remember that the passwords are case sensitive. Case sensitive means whether you are using a caps lock or uppercase, lowercase, you can say small letters, big letters. So those things also matters here. So I give here as NICT. I'll click on this OK. It is asking me to re-enter NICT. I'm giving all this thing in the small letters itself. I'll click on this OK. So password is given. You can see a password is required to open this workbook. Let's close and reopen once again and check this. So let me open this MCC Excel for Tableau. Now see, it is not showing me anything behind the screen. Suppose if I am providing a wrong password and I click on OK. How to open this again? Now see, you can go for File tab, but see, you do not have the list of other things. Suppose if I open this MCC Excel for Tableau, once again I'm reopening. Now I have to give the right password. Click on OK. Only then it will show you what has been given. Okay. So the next part here is, if I have to change the password, then you can go for the same option, info. Okay. Then you have to go with encrypt with password. You have an option here, you can remove the password, change whatever the new password you have, right? Change to whatever the password you want to have it. 123, I'll click on OK. Again 123, I'm giving a password, I'll click on OK. So password has been changed. We'll close this, save it. Again I'm opening this. So old password, if I give it as NICT, this is not allowing me to open. So again I have to reopen the file. I have to give here the new password 123. Let me click on this OK. So it keeps like this. Okay. So again, if I have to remove the password, you can go for info, then take the same thing, encrypt with password, remove the password, click on OK. Again, you can close this, save it. See, when you are trying to open, this time it will open. One, two, three. I'll click on this. Okay. Okay. Now it is opening. Now let's remove the password. We'll go to info, protect workbook, encrypt with password. We will remove the old password. Click on OK, close, save. Any doubts in protecting a file? Anybody has a doubt? You can put it on a chat box if you have a doubts. Okay. So we will open again our Excel file now, which is without a password. Without a password. So see, now it is open. Now next step is I will only protect this particular sheet. Only this intro sheet I want to protect. I don't want to protect the remaining sheet. Sheet 2, sheet 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to protect. Only sheet 1 I want to protect. Individual sheet. So you have to make sure your cursor, that is your cell, must be available in the sheet 1. And sheet 1 must be selected. Intro file must be selected. Go to File, Info, Protect Workbook. You have an option. Protect current sheet. The reason why I said where we have kept the cursor, the cell, that is what is a current sheet. So protect current sheet, only this one. What are the activities you have to protect it? Inserting, deleting, formatting, editing, sorting. All those things if you are going to protect, you can give a check inside to all these options. Right? So let me select all these particular options. Okay, now you can give a password whatever you would like to give. Okay, I'm giving here as MCC. I'll click on this. Okay, again re-enter MCC. Lower class, I'm not giving uppercase. All these things are small letters. Click on OK. Okay, now we will close this. Let's save first. I'm opening once again in order to show you. See, if I'm trying to type something, it says the cell, chart, or anything what you're trying to do in this page is been protected. If at all you want to try to do something, you must first unprotect this. So it says the cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make a changes, unprotect the sheet. You might be requested to enter a password. Right? So how to provide a password? You can go to the same place. File, go for Info, go for this unprotect, give a password MCC. I'm giving. I'll click on this OK. It has been unprotected. Now I can enter. I'll close this without making a changes. I'm just closing this. Again I'll reopen. That means I have still protected this. See, it is protected. But what if I'm trying to do in sheet 2? See, if I try to do in any of the other sheets, it is allowing me to do anywhere whatever I want to do. Right? It is allowing me to do whatever I want to do. But when I go for this intro sheet, it is not allowing me to type anything. So we have to unprotect. Two methods you can unprotect. Go to File, Info. You can click on this unprotect. Give a password MCC. Click on OK. Go back for the previous screen. Now you can type whatever you want to use it. So this will allow you to type now. Right? This is one method. Second method is, suppose I want to go for sheet 2. In this sheet 2 or any other things I have to do, I can do it here. So save as, okay, let me type here, save as. I'll remove few content from this and put it over there, just copy pasting. Okay, so I'll take from here, put it into sheet this. So the reason why I gave here is so that I can rename this sheet as file. File tab. Okay, now here are some most of the important formulas or function I would have applied. I don't want others to edit this one. Okay, I don't want others to edit this one. What they should not edit, they should not change the file name what I have given. They should not insert or delete, they should not change the name, and they should not add one more sheet. They should not add one more sheet. In that case, what should I do? So work structure, we'll go for file, info, protect workbook. You have something called as protect work structure. What it does, it it will prevent you to make the changes, unwanted changes, structures in the workbook, such as adding a sheet, renaming a sheet. This one, we'll go for protect worksheet. So here let me give a password as NICT MCC. Click on OK. Again, let me give NICT MCC. Again, OK. Now I have saved this. I'm saving this. Okay. But see now, when I click on this plus new sheet, it is not allowing me to do. Right. Again, I reopen this and I'll show you. See, the plus sign itself has been hidden. Okay. Let me rename this. See, rename has been disallowed. We are not able to rename this. Sheet 4 also we cannot rename. Introduction also we cannot rename. We cannot make any other things. Select all sheets. So it has been selected. But can we try to rename now? No. We are not able to rename this. Again, I'll go here. Ungroup a sheet. Done. So like this you can do this option. Other than protecting a sheet, other than protecting this, encrypting a password for entire file, this protect current workbook, protect work structure, you will find it in another two places. You have to go for this review tab. You have an option protect sheet, protect workbook. Protect sheet, that current sheet we call it as protect sheet. Protect workbook. So whatever the password I've given, NICT MCC, I'll click on this. Okay, now I can see this plus mark. Now you can also see here the next one also. I can rename this. Suppose I have to go for home tab, then that also I can give here. Whatever the name I would like to give, I can give here. I want to remove this content, I can do. But content and all you can make a changes. Entire Excel file you can also use it when you are working on Excel workbook production. But the sheets cannot be added, the sheets cannot be deleted, the sheets cannot be renamed. This is what will happen. Anything related to sheets cannot be done when it is a workbook protected. Protect sheet, only that particular sheet 1, sheet 2 will be protected, the others will not be protected. Protect, encrypt with the password, it will protect the entire Excel file by giving a password. These are the three things what you have in your Excel in order to protect. Okay, next one, we will see the next option also, which is related in a info. I'll go one by one. Adding a digital signature is where you will be adding an invisible digital signature. For this, you must have an admin access and you have to purchase a license version. So I'm not using a license version, any of us, right? So we won't be able to do it. See, even if I say add a digital signature, it will say to sign into Microsoft document, you need a digital ID. You would like to get it from the Microsoft partner now. It is a developed package which we have to buy it from the third party, so we are not using that. Okay, so next one what you have here is the last one, mark as final, which means I have completed all the tasks which I have to do in this one, and the other person who is trying to open, he must know that this has been finalized document. Mark as final, I'll give here. Again, I'll click on this. Okay. Now, can you see here? Edit anyway. Marked as final. So if I'm trying to type anything, this is not allowing me. So if I click on this edit way anyway, now I type, it will allow me. So if the other person wants to do, they will do in this method only. So edit anyway. There is one more thing, always open in read only mode, but we are still going to edit it. So I'm not converting this into a read only mode. Okay. So we are not only using this read only mode because we are going to edit. So I'm not using this options. These are the things you have. And there is some kind of junk files or JEC formats which would get generated. You can go for this check for inspection. Inspect the document, give it as yes. It will inspect all these options. You just need to click on this inspect. So wherever there is some kind of possibilities error, you can remove all those error. You can also cross check by scrolling down wherever there is error. Now you can close it. Just a junk file which gets keep on generating when we are working on some Excel files. Clear? Any questions? Any doubts? Girls? Okay, good. Hmm. So So I'll stop till here. We will continue the remaining part in our next class. Okay. If you have any questions for today's class or yesterday's class, you can make a list out whatever you want to ask me. You can ask me now itself or even in the next class you can ask. Okay. Good. See, I will let me inform you another part. Second, there is one list has been given to you in order to open or download NICT app. Did everyone are able to do? Like, did you all try to download it? Who is not able to do? If anybody is not able to do, please tell me who was not able to do. If you're able to log in, please check it in your profile whether the name is correct. Ignore if the date of birth is wrong. You just need to make sure that your name is correct, because that is the name which will get printed on your certificate when the certificate is been issued. First point. Okay, so first download NICT app. Make sure in a profile that your details are correct, especially name. Other things you can ignore. Okay, name must be correct. Okay, this is the first part. Second thing is your classes recording will always be shared to you day to day. It will be shared to you. You don't need to worry. Okay. And third one, your attendance, what I'm going to mark is from the joinee list. So I will be getting a joined students list. From this I will be marking your attendance. So make sure you will be giving the same name what is available in the list of names which is been shared in a WhatsApp group. Your madam has shared one picture, right? JPG format. Your name, register number, which class you are into, all those details. So the same details, like the same way, I need your names also to be updated from the next class onwards, so that it will be easy for me to identify your names and to mark your attendance. Yes, most of the names I can identify from the first class itself. I can see that. But in case if you want to give your full name, you can give, like how Sophia Khalid has given in this method. But not necessary to give a register number, but I need a full name to be listed in this. Clear? Fine. That's all for today. We'll see you in next class. Okay? That is tomorrow. See you all. Bye. Take care, everyone. Bye, Sukanya.